We're gonna guys as soon as I get the okay from YouTube. We're up. All right. Welcome to Wall Street Sizing Up. We're glad you're here. I do not see myself on YouTube yet. There we are. Again, welcome to Wall Street Sizing Up. We're glad you're here, guys. We do this maybe once or twice a week now. I used to stream all the time. I think I might go back to that. Our Telegram channel, we've got about 15 people in there now. It's called stocktrade.tips. You can find us there. We have one goal, and that's to help you profit off the insider knowledge of the hedge funds. We start there, but we're going to start literally, it's going to be a Telegram that streams. It's not just news. Like, there's alerts, there's research, there's technical analysis, there is trade analysis. We're going to start doing a lot of things, and it's not just going to be news. There'll be some links and stuff like that, but it's not. It's going to be the off the cuff news. Like some of the like one of the news stories that we saw yesterday was a deli out of New Jersey with $35,000 in sales that was shut down during COVID. It's worth $100 million. It's public on the OTC. Those are the kind of stories we're going to bring you, right? Stuff that's off the cuff, but stuff that you also need to know. What are the jobs report? What are the broad markets doing, and why? So with that said, again, we're sponsored by stocktrade.tips. I'm Mark Maddox. I lead the group. I own Wall Street Sizing Up. So with that said, guys, let's get started and get to are you ready for this? The stocks to watch, which you came to see. First up is ASTS. This is a very, very interesting stock, Space Mobile. Now, this does not do it justice. It's a very, very new stock. It just went public on April 6th, right? So it's extremely, extremely new. Let me tell you a few things about it. It's a communications company, clearly in space, right? There are multiple parties that sized up when so this was a SPAC. Here, let me get to the actual. So this was a SPAC. You can see here on the screen. And it did some crazy things as a SPAC, but then it went public right here, all right? And you've got multiple parties that sized up, and that's when they sized up. The first one, or one of the big ones that you've heard of, is Citadel. And they sized up with I've seen now, there's 113G that's got 2.5, and then, anyway, somewhere between 2.5 million shares and 3 million shares, a little bit strange. They got about a 4% up since then, but it's really kind of dropped off. You can see on the chart there, right? It's a $23 million position. American Tower got in. Hiroshi Matakin, I think is the way you say his name. He is he's a Japanese billionaire, right? So they all got in. It's communications, but they also have an IP portfolio, and that's very important. And I think that's why a lot of these guys are jumping in. The revenue grew last year 250%. That's why the SPAC picked them up. It's got a $200 million market cap. It's got 2 million shares traded a day of volume. So it does have the firepower to move up very, very quickly if it needs to. You know, it's fallen really almost into penny stock territory. But here's the thing. So technically speaking, before that, about 55% of its stock is currently owned by Wall Street. After today, after these filings, I'm sure that will go up tremendously. Probably almost to 70% plus, right? So you've got to remember that. This is going to be a long-term trade. There is no price target on it. And you clearly can't go by this chart because this was the SPAC, right? So since it's gone public, it's literally gone, from about, it looked like it went public at around somewhere between 12 and 10. The base support I'm going to call is 10. It's clearly broken that. That was the base support of the SPACs. It's not real useful, but we have to have a starting point. It was down 7% today. But again, now that you have 4 to 5 parties here sizing up with big shares, 5% plus of the company or more, you're going to see some movement here. And that's what we're betting. I missed one yesterday. It was called STON was the ticker. a company owned 83 million shares, basically 75% of the company. They sized up with 5 million more shares. I just thought it was a normal buy. It went up 28%. There was no rhyme or reason for them to buy, or so I thought, right? And it was a funeral home. So with that being said, so this New Providence Acquisition Corp is now ASTS, or AST Space Mobile. We want to make you guys aware of this. I am jumping in this. I'm not jumping in with both feet. I'll probably, I'd like to see a reversal first as an entry point, a good reversal here, and then I'll start to ladder in. So that is the first one. You can see this is their website. It was actually kind of cool, I thought. But anyway, all right. Next up is, you see on the screen, MDXG. Now, that's Memetics Group. They are a wound care and burn type of healthcare company, right? This was sized up on it's a biotech firm, Prescience Investment Group, right? They bought 1 million new shares. They have 8 million shares total. They've got about an $80 million position, right? They're only up 3% since the trade. That's the most. So they're still in this trade. You can see the price target that Yahoo's got is 18. I've got it from 18 to 20. I've got a buy rating on it, and if we're going to talk technical talk, you can see what's going on. It's definitely in an up channel. You see that, so it's making higher highs and higher lows. It is above the 20-day SMA and the 50-day SMA, which is great to see. It did have a down day today. I expect it to bounce back up. Again, it is trending up. I'm trying to look at it. Here's the key with this one too. The earnings forecast, 70% growth this year. Earnings, that's going to be phenomenal. I would kind of the same thing here. Your base is going to be at 11. It's kind of drawn out there on FinViz for you. I'd put it up a little. It could be up a little bit more or a little bit less. I would say I'd like to see it bounce off the $11 mark, and let's see a good reversal here. A nice little bottom there, and with the reversal start going back up. I feel like that it could bounce off the 20-day before that, and that would be great too. If it does break 11, it's probably going to truly bounce off the 50-day SMA, and you'll have a reversal there. So that's what I'm saying. Again, good risk to reward here, right? I mean, you're looking at a price target of 18 to 20 bucks. The stock's at, right about 11 now. So that's what I would look at. Also, understand it's got decent volume with 500,000 shares traded a day. It's 44% is owned by institutions, which is what we like to see, and that's how we find our stocks. The market cap, it's got a good market cap as well, $1.23 billion. So with that said, those are the two stocks to watch that we have for the weekend. I want to say that we had about two or three stocks per stock alerts per day this past week. I believe we ended up with about 17 alerts. Wanted to tell you, so for my subs and the followers out there, I don't know if you missed this in the Telegram channel today, but I've got 87 stocks in my portfolio. Of those 87, I believe it was 27 or 24 are not profitable, right? But again, we really have three rules, right? You cut losses quick, you let your winners run, and you don't trade before, don't trade before. I wouldn't trade until 1 hour after the bell, especially if I'm a beginner. If you're an expert, absolutely. You understand pre-market, you understand gap ups, the whole thing, and you understand setups, right? But so those are really our three rules, and that we follow. We let you do Q&A in the Telegram as well. We're here to help, and we're going to learn together. So with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys. I want to say cheers. Have a great weekend. And as we always say, watch your six. You go hard in the paint. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.